All right, let's talk about this list here. No, this is not so much of a list as just some opinion stuff on floors and ceilings for the second-year quarterbacks. But I want to read this to you guys. You tell me what you think. This is from PFF. This is about all the second-year play callers, all right? So here is Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears. They have ceiling, Jordan Love. Floor is bust. That wouldn't be good. I would hope the ceiling is a little bit higher than Jordan Love. Do you agree?
Definitely.
Right? I mean, I like Jordan Love. He's better than Caleb, obviously, right now. But I would hope that the ceiling is higher. This is what they wrote. Williams entered the NFL with a tremendous amount of hype, only to disappoint as a rookie, especially when compared to the rest of the class. Williams' season was, at best, underwhelming. He flashed big play potential and incredible arm talent, but he struggled with accuracy and took pressure and sacks far too often. His 63.5 PFF passing grade was the worst of the 5 first-round quarterbacks who saw action last year, as were his 54.7% accuracy rate, his 23.2% uncatchable pass rate, and 26.1% pressure to sack rate. All the issues we saw in his final season of college football showed up in his rookie campaign. Granted, top prospects who don't put it all together as rookies are still capable of turning things around. Jared Goff is one notable example. Bryce Young appears to have turned a corner ahead of 2025. But struggling as badly as Williams did usually does not end well. Still, he has the talent and one of the best supporting casts in the NFL to turn it around in 2025. So they're basically telling you there's not a long history of guys that struggle with some of the things that he struggled with that go on to have great careers. Because we want Caleb Williams to be great. Quite frankly, Eddie, we need Caleb Williams to be great, or I don't know what I'm going to do.
But let me ask you this. When you think of Caleb Williams' rookie year, when you think of last year, does struggle come first to mind? It doesn't for me. Was he a rookie? Yes. Did he have moments where he struggled? Yes. But I would not say the whole picture altogether was a struggle.
That's fair.
I didn't think so. Does anyone think so?
I thought it was uneven. I think the way I would describe it, it was like it was very uneven. There's one big thing that I'm very concerned with, and it is the sack rate. You can't put all that on the offensive line.
Yes, you're totally.
No, but I think to Eddie's point, we saw enough from him last year. That floor, he's not going to be a bust. He's not.
I don't think so.
He's not. He showed that he's going to be at least a serviceable quarterback. Is he going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL? Maybe not. Maybe not top 10. But he's at least going to be someone that can rally you. I mean, he proved he can rally you back and try to win games.
And they did their best to not finish those off, and that wasn't Caleb's. That wasn't Caleb's fault, to your point.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd use the word struggle to define his season. I would use uneven. I'd use look, everything about the Bears' season was unfortunate last year too, and you hope that dysfunction is finally out. You hope that they've truly cut out all the bad parts, and that this coaching staff is going to be too good to flop, and that they finally are going to start getting the best out of their players. And that's got to start with Caleb. I mean, he's principal to this whole thing of if they're really going to fire and turn this around. Do I think I saw enough from him to declare that he won't be a bust? Yeah, probably. I don't think Caleb Williams is busting out of this league. I don't think that for 1 second.
No. There have been quick hooks. There's nothing that he could do really this year that could foresee me being I'm not ready to give him a full chance in year 3.
Right.
Right?
It would have to be really bad.
Yeah, really bad. But
I don't anticipate that.
No, neither do I. I don't really think anyone does.
The deep ball inaccuracy and the sack rates are alarming. I will say that. They're alarming. The deep ball inaccuracy especially. There were times when it's you're not even giving your receiver a chance. What's the plan here? What's the thought process? What's the marker? What's the landmark? It can't be where you're throwing it. Yeah. So what's happening here? There were way too many of those throws week to week where it was wait, what? Give your guy a chance.
And I know it seems like we're always carrying water for the guy. I would get it all the time because there's so many people within the Barstool sphere that want to see him fail.
Why do you think that is? Just because do you think it's because, I guess I know why. It's because everything that he brought with him from a a flashy sort of lifestyle that he was living while he was the USC quarterback? Is that what it is?
I think that's part of it for sure. People, they might not jive with his personality and how he portrays himself. And I think it's B. Everyone likes to see the boy wonder fail. And he did have that to him. If they went back 20 drafts, they would say maybe Andrew Luck would be the only one picked ahead of him. You know, like stuff like that, I think is always maybe off-putting to people because they see that as a direct attack on their guy. I don't know. That could be it in my head.
You think a lot of that comes from, you guys have such a national reach too. Do you think a lot of that comes from outside or they're bare
it's outside.
That's all the outside?
Clear, yes.
Yeah.
This is all outside.
That's the outside Barstool reach that you guys can feel it. Like, oh, those guys in Chicago think Caleb Williams is special. Let me tell you, he's
definitely.
That's what it is?
Exactly. That's my, guys I work with who are Giants fans.
Right.
I told you guys Field would be terrible. Like, that's those guys. It's not Chicago people. It's
I feel
the
he's
outside.
got the support of most here. Not everybody,
for sure.
but most.
For sure. Yeah, I should.
And then we're all still hopeful, right? Like, I think a lot of us are still pretty hopeful.
Definitely.
So the ceiling on Jaden Daniels, they write, is Lamar Jackson. See, like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
The floor, they've got Kyler Murray. The ceiling, they've got Lamar Jackson. Again, for Caleb, they went ceiling, Jordan Love, floor, bust. I don't think we agree with either of those. Like, not that we agree. Like, I think he's got to be better than Jordan Love if this is really going to be as great as we all anticipated. And I don't think he's a bust. So, Jaden Daniels, look, let's see into C.J. Stroud struggled a bit in his second year. I mean, guys aren't always finished products, and 1 year doesn't make a career. How do you not love what you saw from Jaden Daniels, though, last year? But let's see. Let's see what this really looks like. Could he be Lamar Jackson? Maybe. But
that's fair for a ceiling, though.
I guess it is.
I can't argue that.
Yeah.
If you're just talking the highest of the highs, that's fair.
Yeah. For Drake May, they write ceiling Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure that Patriot fans would love that. Floor Daniel Jones. I know they won't love that. Michael Penix, the ceiling is Justin Herbert. The floor is Jameis Winston. Boy, that's a big.
So nicer to Herbert. Nicer to blanking on his name.
Nicer to Penix?
Yes, nicer to Penix.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then
yeah.
Because that right? We would
more
say
complimentary or more of a better long-term outlook for Penix in their minds than Caleb.
Caleb and May. I would.
Yeah.
Everyone would take Herbert over Lawrence.
Yes,
at this
absolutely.
Point. So
no
that's
doubt.
interesting.
No doubt about it. J.J. McCarthy, who the hell knows? He didn't play. Like, how can you know?
Did they have one in there or no?
They did. Joe Burrow ceiling. What? In what world? Like, what? How can you go off of what J.J. McCarthy did in college and say his ceiling is Joe Burrow? Explain that to me. Like, what is that? Come on.
Don't make much sense.
It doesn't make a bit of sense.
Nope.
Joe Burrow. Am I reading that wrong? Does that not say Joe Burrow? Can I read?
You are reading correctly. It says Joe Burrow.
Burrow.
It's a shame it got us to the end of the article to realize that we should just throw it in the trash, Carm. But it's better to find it out at some point rather than ever.
What are you talking about? And then for Bo Nix, the obvious ceiling is the very easy one, is Drew Brees, and the floor is Mac Jones. And Drew Brees seems like probably a pretty good one because there are so many similarities all the way down to the coach, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bo Nix was in the playoffs. Bo Nix was in a playoff game. And he got smoked, but, you know, they didn't really lead, right? They took a lead on Buffalo in that game. Bo Nix was in a playoff game.
Had a nice year.
I need Caleb to have a nice year, Eddie. I need him to have a nice year for my peace of mind.
We all do, man. We all do, for sure.
I'm telling you, last year was excruciating, wasn't it?
It was, especially, which is interesting, too, because the way we talked about the offense once we made the Allen trade, once we drafted Rome, along with Caleb, the way we talked about it almost feels like we should be more excited for this year. But I feel like in some weird way we've grown and we've matured a little bit in a year, not trying to be overly hyped and overly excited for.
You feel like you're more guarded?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
Don't you?
I am too.
Yeah, but
we might get sucked in once training camp rolls around. That has a tendency to happen. But I'm going to try to take a very I'm pumping the brakes, man. Like, I'm not predicting playoffs. If they make it, great. That's an added bonus. It's gravy. Like, great. I'm not betting they're over. I'm not sure they'll get to 9 wins. Like, I'm not falling for any of it anymore. If they go out and pop a 10, 12-win season, that's fantastic. I believe in Ben Johnson. I hope this all works. I think they might finally have the right guy that can really help them and fix them. But we've been here, done that way too many times. And I've kind of prepared myself the way you were just talking. Like, don't do it again. Just don't. Because we all got sucked in last year like a jackass. I bet they're over. And I hate doing that. Like, I hate betting Bears.
You know
overs.
better.
I know better.
You know better.
And I still did it. I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
$500 on the Bears over. Like a complete jackass.
Oh man, you say that about training camp, and it's like,
You know?
are we going to flip at some point? It is about to be July. They will report sooner than
I know, and like, I'm just saying, like, Waddle keeps saying we're all going to bet the over again. I'm like, I promise you, I won't. There is no. I've sworn it off, maybe forever. I'm like, I'm never.
How many
bet the Bears over again?
But let me paint this picture of the perfect pass to Colson Loveland in the seam, Carm. Does that make you want to fire up your sportsbook app and throw
Yeah,
it?
it does. On the backfields of Hallis Hall, yeah, that perfect little pass out rips one down the seam, right over the dropping linebacker and the closing safety. Oh, it was perfect. 9 wins.
Yeah, there we go.
I won't do it. I promise I won't. I am definitely going to be more guarded this year. I'm just hoping for the best, especially when it comes to the quarterback. 312-332-ESPN. It's Carmen in New York. Eddie sitting in. We'll be right back.